then when he pack them, he don't pack them correctly. You got customers that go red velvet when they order lemon. You got customers that ordered brown sugar pecan and got something else. Anytime that he is there, everything goes crazy.
I don't want to go into like people's personal stuff because, you know, I'm bound to confidentiality, but that's typically what happens.
State records show both the credit repair business and one of the restaurants, Soul Crab ATL, lost its business licensing with the state last summer because of financial and compliance issues. Williams doesn't address the restaurant's record, but says the state judgment and restaurant closures are unrelated and denies financial problems.
Her detailed Twitter threads broke the floodgates as multiple people came forward describing their unsavory and unsatisfactory experience getting scammed by Mr. Darius Crooks. Get it? Crooks. Of which was Kiara Ross, a former server at one of his Atlanta restaurants.
So a young lady, her name is Kiara Ross, aka Jesus dropped the charges. Basically, she calls Mr. Darius Williams a con artist, and she says she was a servant at his seafood restaurant in Atlanta in 2019. And basically, he got arrested for putting hands on her, and he flipped out because she basically wanted to get paid, and she had worked for almost a month and never got paid. And she was also warned to make sure she writes down all her hours and numbers and be accurate because he shortchanged people. But she alleged that Darius Williams dragged her, baby. She basically said he dragged her. I was like, Lord have mercy. What is going on with this situation? I was like, you know, Miss Kiara Ross, aka Jesus dropped the charges, is basically saying he put paws on her, baby. I was like, Lord have mercy. And she also says there were two patrons in the restaurant that actually assisted her, and they were two sisters, and they were not going to let the situation go down like that at all and sit there eat his food while he assaults one of his employees, allegedly,
who shed light on workplace abuse and not getting compensated for hours worked.
There's a whole lot. And also Miss Kiara Ross, she posted, you know, a video and a post of Darius Williams getting arrested because he assaulted her, because he ended up calling the cops on her because she wanted her money, baby. And he ended up getting escorted off the premises by the police, and he was arrested allegedly and detained, but ain't no charges on him.
It's ridiculous. It's obvious what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Yes, man. This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
If you type in Darius Cooks review on YouTube, you get some interesting search results of people describing their experience with his food and recipes.
Especially because Darius Cooks blew up in the middle of the pandemic, and he has been doing these pound cakes. So many people have been reviewing, saying that they're so good. So I'm ready to taste. And we did add pineapples on top because it does not come like that. So just keep that in mind if y'all are ordering a cake, to make sure you have your toppings.
He needs some milk.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to talk to the family because my opinion about this could be very different. Because I did spend $65 on this pound cake, so let me get their opinion to make sure that I'm not tripping and my feelings is not involved about spending the $65. So I'm gonna be right back. Okay, you guys, so I'm back, and the family and I have agreed that I am not tripping.
So at first I was like, maybe this is just a one-off video, but the comment section of her video don't seem to be that much better, to be honest. It says, "This is just my experience and opinions. Try at your own risk. You may get a good batch. The first cake I bought was awesome, okay? The kind of cake you dream about. It was downhill after that. Second was dry and was smushed. Third time, smushed and had a freezer burnt taste. Unfortunately, I will not be ordering again. I turned my family onto these cakes as well. Needless to say, they were disappointed. Not to mention, they were once overpriced. I think he has adjusted prices now. Good luck if you try." Someone else commented this under that comment. She says, "When did you buy both cakes? I learned the baker that came in and made the cakes better left the business in November 2020. We also have his ex, Lee Baker, who had some stuff to get off of her chest as well.
Judge, look at my face. I don't give a damn. When I die and cross over, I don't see man. I'm not going to see man. I'm going to see God. And I have to be presentable for him, not for man. Right? That place was a disaster zone. You understand me? And then he got the nerve to want to sell these little bunt cakes. My work. Right? 4 cakes we started off with. Then he added 4, so 8. Imagine you got 8 flavors of cakes to do. 8. And I had to teach though. There was 2 girls, them girls left. Then a guy came, I had to show him. He would come in the evening. And I would be there in the morning. When he come in, I'm still there. I don't leave till 7, sometimes 8 o'clock.
This whole thing was a setup. This whole thing was a setup. This whole thing was a setup. This whole thing was a setup.
Someone else says, Paris, I ordered a 7-cup cake and it was horrible. My kids will not eat the cake at all. Forever Fabulous Home Decor says, my cake was absolutely horrible. Cherry says, my cake came mold and they never responded to my email. Never again. So yeah.
I don't understand why I did not see this coming. I do not understand why I did not see this coming.
So, to keep things balanced, I did try and find positive reviews online, videos online about Darius' cooking and recipes. And I did find one. I found a couple actually. But oftentimes the dislike to like ratio was either disabled or in the one that I'm showing you right here, there were no comments. So I found that kind of suspicious as well. So I'm not sure. Industry plant.
Everybody, this is Natalie. This is my friend that used to work at the big trap house, the trap bakery.
Yeah, it was rough.
But there's a lot of people that don't believe some of the stuff that I said that happened. And I'm like, I don't have no reason to lie about this bullshit. I lived it. I was in it. I was the baker. She was the packer. And it wasn't her that was packing the kids hot. He would make the kid. I would bake the cakes. If he is there, he would send those cakes out hot. He would not wait for those cakes to go out hot. And then when he pack them, he don't pack them correctly. You got customers that go red velvet when they order lemon. You got customers that ordered brown sugar pecan and got something else. Anytime that he is there, everything goes crazy. Anytime that he was there, shit went wrong.
Well, the big thing was just that, like, how he treated us, and like knowing now that he was like just kind of a scam artist. It's just like, it's really crazy that he was treating us like that when overall, like, he was making a lot more than what we were, and we were doing like his whole business. We were packing things. I was going to his house, like I have his address because I was going to his house and like picking up these wet ass boxes that he had outside. He would like want us to package the cakes in like moldy boxes. Yeah. And then would be surprised when like the cakes got moldy when it got to the customers. And when all of his cookbooks, like his keto cookbooks, didn't even have like keto recipes in them. He had things that were like misspelled in there.
Even like, the vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the vegan cookbook. Even the vegan pack of lies. Most of the recipes in that so-called vegan book were not vegan. And Natalie's job was to pack cakes. And he had us doing more than what we were supposed to be doing. 1 minute, Natalie had to run to Restaurant Depot and get stuff till she got tired doing it. Then I had to do it because the idiot was too busy. I got piano lessons. I got production. I'm this and I'm that. I'm leaving the country. But you tell us you leaving the same day that you leaving. I tell them about the leaks and all that stuff. Wasn't there leaks? Wasn't it leaking back there where you was? It was like a flood back there.
And rats and no AC.
Every sink was leaking.
And birds.
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 If Natalie saw a roach, she would come get me to go kill the roach. She would go screaming, "Don't kill the roach!"
Honestly.
I'm serious, like, the shit that people have been going through. Not fun in the sun, it was mice. Like, if you have stuff on pallets, people, you gotta understand. If you in the food industry, your food is supposed to be 6 inches off the floor. A pallet is not 6 inches. You need to have shelves where your flour and your sugar, especially like sugar, it's sweet, so stuff is gonna start coming. And then you got the ceiling, parts of the ceiling missing over the food. It was a disaster. 2,500 pounds of sugar, 2,500 pounds of flour coming in. Natalie, who was bringing in that shit off the truck before that door got put down there?
You were also coming in, like, when he couldn't come in, when we left. And there was, like, pallets sitting outside.
Yeah. When them Christmas disaster things that was published for Christmas, I had to come in on my day off and use a hand jack to bring all of them. 19 pallets came in that first truck. 19. Then he wanted me and Eric to come back down there the next week to receive 10 more pallets. I said, no, I can't do it. He had no choice but to bring his fat ass in there and put them in there so tight you couldn't even get in. You couldn't even pack the stuff to get it out there because there was nowhere to get through. Once all of them pallets was in there, the post office can come in. You have to bring all that stuff outside for them to get it.
I don't remember when, like, I quit because I told you that I got a raise and he got mad.
Yeah, he got mad. He got mad because he was trying to be sneaky. He was trying to be sneaky and he didn't want you to tell me, but what he didn't know is that me and you had a conversation before that. I said, well, listen, if you feel like you deserve a raise, go ask him for one. The only thing he can say is no, and you already made it up in your mind. If you wasn't going to get it, what you was going to do. So when you came back and you told me that you asked and he gave it to you and how much he gave to you, and I'm like, okay, no, I've been asking. You gave me $1 on top of what you hired me at, and you brought me up to $15, and now you want us to make the same amount of money. I said, no, I deserve more. He didn't want to give it to me, so I said, you know what? The next best thing for me to do is to tell to kiss the back of my eye. And I know Eric decided that he was going to stay, and then Eric decided he was going to leave. I had totally forgot about this idiot. You understand me? I had forgotten because it was 7 months later. I had totally forgotten about this dummy till I saw the stuff on Facebook and the whole bunch of stuff about, oh, he's a scammer, he's a thief, he's a fraud. I said, oh shit, I know this person because they had the face. I said, oh my God, I know him. So then I decided to put all of my experiences on there so that people can understand that there's a face to the bullshit. And it just went crazy. He ended up showing my pay stub. That's when I got in contact with you and you sent me the pictures and stuff from back there. He showed my pay stub. And I went crazy. I had to go online and become a Bajan. I had to go on there and take him back to Barbados. I cursed him like a pirate.
I just think, like, my main issue that I had with him was just that, like, every time I had a complaint, like, it was always my fault. Like, I would be like, hey, I can't go to the store anymore for you because it's like fucking up my car because of all of the produce that we had to get. And he wouldn't pay for my gas either. So he's like, well, it's your fault for saying yes in the first place.
People, you don't understand. Like, we had to do what we had to do. It was COVID. I was a kitchen manager for APS. The school's closed down. I have a mortgage. I have bills. I have a car note. I have food. I got a 15-year-old child. I have grown people responsibilities. When I started working there, it was me and one other girl. She left within a week.
Yeah.
Rochelle. She left. Right?
Well, nothing was up to standard, and then you were always making the recipes because, like, his recipes sucked ass.
Right? I'm glad you say that, kid. You say it again.
You made the recipes better because, like, before he was getting complaints on the flavors of the pound cakes because they didn't taste good.
And I came in there and fixed that shit. I fixed every single recipe. He cannot come on any live and tell people what goes into anything that I made. 8 flavors, 8. And he wasn't done till he got shut down and business started drifting off. He cannot tell you what goes into each one of them cakes. Cannot. Because I fixed them. That lemon cake was a rock. The lemon cake, that so-called 7-Up cake that didn't have no 7-Up in it. Right? I made it the best seller that we had. The best seller. Used to mix so much. I used to call it lemon because it didn't have no 7-Up.
And the thing is, like, each cake was like, I think each cake turned out to be around like $60. And we were packing probably like 200 to 300 cakes like every couple days. So the fact that he was making that much money off of it and then was getting mad at us for like asking for raises, I think that's fucking ridiculous. One
of those cakes was no bigger than the top of this thing. It was an 8-inch cake. Was no bigger, little bigger than this here. 8-inch. Was $50. I was baking them. I did close to 300 cakes a day. A day. Not 2 days, a day. We had...
And that's not even including, like, when Eric came in, we would have even more.
Yeah, Eric used to bake at least 120 cakes. He can't really do no more. Right? We had labels stacked this thick. And he would not break down. It would not tell Natalie, she's the packer. It would not tell me, I'm the baker. Okay, we got 500 vanilla. We got 600 lemon. We got 500 red velvet. You know, it would never tell you. When you go into a printer and you're going to print a label, it asks you the quantity of how much you're going to print. You know how much of each thing you printed. So if you're going to print a whole stack of labels, the least you can do is get a sticky pad and start separating them. I had to go do that because I was the one baking, so I needed to make sure that I was baking the right amount of cakes, and then we will have an overflow. I would have to go do that. Separate
and when
them
we
by
had
flavor.
an overflow, he would have us put it in the freezer and then take it out of the freezer and pack them, which is really like unsanitary because it's like these are like day-old cakes from the freezer going into a box and being like warm.
Yeah, I told people. It used to say, "Oh, I don't sell frozen cakes." The lies you tell. The lies that
and
you
then
tell.
remember his CBD candles that started coming in, and they were each like super expensive as well.
They were like $50.
Yeah.
For like a funky ass candle. Yeah. It was like $50. So I'm like, all the icing after a while when Aisha left. Aisha cursed his ass out, people. Aisha was the hothead. I was trying to get Aisha's phone number.
Oh, I have her phone number.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Send it to me, please. Please do. Because Aisha was the one who told him about himself. And he came and he asked me, he was like, what am I supposed to do? That time Aisha was outside in her car. I said, leave her alone, let her sit outside, let her calm down, and if she chooses to come back, she will come back. She came back and he had to go and say something. If somebody's mad, let them calm down. You had to go bother her and say something. Ooh, but next all I heard was F this and this and that. I was like, what the hell is going on? What is going on back there? She was like, I had enough. There's too much flies in here. When I told you people, we had a small garbage dump. And we were the busiest part of that building as far as garbage. And the garbage truck will only come, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, the truck would come. So imagine your truck comes on Tuesday, you have boxes of,
yeah, there was like boxes like piled like to the ceiling almost. Like so many boxes.
You have bags and bags of
no
garbage.
Place to put it.
Bags and bags of garbage, people, okay? You had, if you worked in a bakery, you see what 30 dozen eggs comes in a box this big.
Mm-hmm.
And
then we had like the packing boxes, we had the pallets that we had to get rid of. Like we had so much shit just like piled back there. The whole back was like so full that I only had like the smallest space to work in because he had all of his books shipped in. We had to like make room for the cakes to go out and come back in every day. It was like awful. It was so bad. Like I keep telling people, we've never had an inspection. We've never had a fire inspection. We've never had a health inspection. That place would have failed. Yeah. From the door. From the minute you come in that door and you look up at the ceiling, you got violation. I mean, like, again, like, there was a bird in there flying around and shitting on the table, like, near the cakes.
And
like,
this dummy didn't care.
Remember the plastic wrap on the cakes?
Yeah.
Like, they should have been fully wrapped every night.
He did not care. This thing did not have, this is your business. You did not put no time or effort into that. You have 2 women in there doing manual labor. I've never worked in a bakery where I have to drag around pallets. I never worked in a bakery where I had to lift up 2,500 pounds of sugar, 2,500 pounds of flour, or to get a pallet jack once he decided to put that door in there to pull shit in and to make it make it work that it's workable for the whole place. Like, the only title I didn't have in that building was owner. I told everybody what time they come in, especially the bakers. I told them how much cakes they had to make. Nally came in, she found me there, and she left me there. I was doing 15, 16 hours a day. When I leave there, it's 7 o'clock at night. From 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, then on top of that, like, there was, like, holes in the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's just, like, a dirty place. And then on top of that, it's just, like, the way that Darius, like, continuously treated us bad. Like, if there was ever an issue, he would get, like, mad at us. And it's like, what the fuck? We were, like, constantly, like, fixing things, like, having to go places to pick stuff up. And he never, like, even acknowledged that or, like, added it to our check at all.
No. You remember the time I had to tell him, like, a million times, it wasn't just me, it was Aisha, telling him about the oven. That oven would burn cakes. Those 2 ovens on the side would burn cakes. They were not calibrated. So he finally it finally clicked. You're losing product. It wanted you to send that shit out burned. It didn't care. If I took a cake to him and it was burnt, he was like, oh no, it's not burnt. You can send that out.
Yeah. And then, like, I would tell him how many hours I was having to work because, like, I wanted to make sure that all the cakes got out at, like, a certain time. He's like, well, that's your fault for, like, staying. Like, nobody asked you to work that hard.
Wow.
So it was just, like, he treated me, like, really shitty. And then, like, would get upset constantly. He would get upset, like, when I told him no. Or, like, set my own boundaries. It was, like, that was honestly why I quit, was because he was always, like, threatening my job. And it's, like, it's not even that great to work for you. He would come in with, like,
he came after you.
The thing that I hated the most, too, is that, like, he would go on live and be, like, recording us without, like, our permission.
Yeah, and I was just to come in with the phone in his hand.
But the thing is, like, as soon as he turned on the live, like, his personality switched like that.
Yeah.
Like, he was never nice to us. He was always, like, so rude to us.
The fake side.
Like, yeah, it was just, like, insane.
Yeah.
Because he's just such a fake personality. He's just so mean, honestly.
The garbage, I was telling people the garbage was one little small dumpster outside. From the jump, I was telling this idiot, we need a dumpster. There was in Mexico, they left and they went to Cancun. I said the landlord, he texted us and he said the landlord is complaining about the garbage out there. That's why I posted pictures that Nally had about the garbage dumpster. We had to go out there and I was there pointing at the garbage, letting him see that it wasn't the stuff from the bakery. It was the stuff from the salons and stuff from upstairs. All the hair and stuff was in the dumpsters. That was not, we had specific garbage bags. Was different color from upstairs. So in that same day, I saw the landlord and I told him, I said, those things out there are not us. That's upstairs. The idiot says, I'm going to order a dumpster. It's coming in 2 weeks. We still waiting for it to come from wherever it's coming from. It never came. So if you got garbage coming in, if you got the truck coming on a Tuesday and the truck came Tuesday, you have 7 more days of garbage. 7 more days of garbage. There was nowhere to put the garbage but in the bakery, along the walls. And you got half and half leaking out. You got raw eggshells. You got all of that coming out the bag. It harvests flies, maggots. Right? But then when you come and you speak your truth, they want to make you look like you lying. Why would I have to come out my mouth and lie about shit that don't concern me? It's not mine. That's why the state shut your fake ass down, because you did not follow the right procedures for that trap. You went and you got a business license, but you did not register with the state for them, the food department, the Department of Agriculture, to come in there and inspect, because you and that stupid landlord probably would have lost that whole building for the nastiness and stuff that used to come out from upstairs and go upstairs and see upstairs. And we on the bottom floor. They said I stole their pans now.
Like he was trying to charge you?
No, he couldn't charge me. What he was gonna charge me with?
I know, like why was he saying that you were stealing the pans?
He said after I came and got my skills, because now he was embarrassed. It was embarrassed, right? Because I had called the police. Police came down there and police went inside the building, got my 2 scales and came out and gave me my 2 scales. My hands was like, I was done. Because I got what I came for. I didn't care about you. I didn't care about you. I didn't care if you live, die, or not. I did not care about you. Then I saw the stuff on Facebook. I was like, okay. I'm going to let people know what's going on. The state of Georgia dissolved that business license that idiot had. And it's online. They shut that idiot down. That's not the only place that fool lost, because you try to go all around before you say, okay, I'm gonna invest money and get a health inspector to come out here and check this food. This is food that's going out to old people, young people, middle-aged people, regular people. Kids are eating it. Wouldn't you want your stuff to be top of the line? Wouldn't you want your stuff? You taking it to your friends to eat, because he will come in there and get kids and take them to dinners and stuff. Wouldn't you want people that you so-called are your friends to know that they're eating something that is good? I was not going to send out anything that I think that wasn't good. That was not going to be me. Right? But I don't control the back end. This is this idiot. All they saw was numbers. It took everything out of this food to let Natalie show her how to go in and pull up the orders. The control is a control thing with this food. He didn't even want to do that. But how was the orders gonna go out and you're not there?
Yeah.
To print the labels. He would then send you the labels from he's Cancun, send you the label for you to print. And now people accusing this thief of stealing their credit card, putting his name as an authorized user on their credit cards, and using these people's credit cards and stealing money. Not no big amount of money, little $5 here, $10 there. But if you're taking say for instance, you're taking $5 off of somebody's credit card. If you times 5 by 100, that's $500, easy. Most people don't go and check their credit card for $5 or their bank card for $5 charge. You could have put That's something that you could have gone and buy a snack somewhere. You're not thinking about it, right? But you times 5 by 100, that's $500. Say you're doing $500 a day. That's $3,500 a week. I am rid of it. I'm glad that you're rid of it. My life is so much better because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for me experiencing what I experienced, I would have never had the courage to go forward and start my own business. I would have never started my own business if I didn't go through this, because after that nonsense happened, I said to myself, I said, you know what? I have these here for a reason. God gave me these 10 talents. These are my 10 talents right here. I always take my 10 talents and invest it in other people and make other people rich, and make other people wealthy, and make other people comfortable. Meanwhile, I'm struggling, right? Meanwhile, I'm busting my ass trying to make ends meet. I have to work 15 and 16 hours baking cakes so that I can survive. Because if I came in there and did 8 hours, what was I going home with after taxes? Then you took taxes out of my money, and that's what you gotta look into, Natalie. Take taxes out of our money under a company that is closed. Greens and Gravy was closed months before we worked for that company. And we were not working for Greens and Gravy.
Yeah, I saw that. But I guess, like, for me, I don't really want to look into it that much. It's just like, it sucks that happened, and he's awful, but I feel like his followers aren't gonna see until, like, they experience it, you know?
Yeah.
Which is, like, really, it sucks, but I think that, like, what you're doing is, like, opening everyone's eyes to, like, what he's been doing for, like, a long time.
Yeah, I said, a lot of people said, I'm glad that you came forward and tell your story.
That, like, a lot of people have already, like, experienced the shittiness and stuff like that. Because, like, I remember when we worked for him, he would, like, talk bad about, like, his followers and some of them, but they would be upset, like, with the quality of the cake, or, like, they would get something bad.
Say it again. Like, this fool would do customer service, and then afterwards, you should hear how badly he talks about these same people that he get on. He with just a few minutes ago, and these are the idiots that think that this idiot can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not him. Not him. Yes, that one. I'm sorry you all went through that, but I'm glad you're all speaking your truth. Yes, all smack for my baby girl. I wanted Natalie to come on long time ago, right? Long time. But I told her, I said, I'm not going to force you to come on. Send me whatever pictures you had. She sent me a whole bunch of pictures. I didn't even know that she had pictures of back there. I took pictures of my work. I took pictures of the cake. As a baker, wherever you go, you take pictures of your work. I took pictures of my work. Not to use to hurt anybody or to get back at anybody, because as a baker, you take pride in what you do. So when you bake something, you take pictures of it. Because if you go anywhere, that becomes like your portfolio to show to other employers, this is what I can do, this is what I'm capable of doing. So I didn't push her to do a lie. I basically was keeping Natalie up to speed on what was going on. She's on my Instagram. She saw what was going on. And it's only today I said, you know what? I'm a ask her. She came on. I saw her. She said, hey. I said, you know what? I'm gonna send her a request. If she wants to come on live, she come. If she don't want to come, she don't want to come. So I'm glad that she was able to come on and shed light on some of the stuff that I said, because I have no reason to lie about this dummy.
That's my drip and it's not for free. That's my drip and it's not for free. Then if I stay on my back, then I make him leave. Whole team sauce on deck when we stepping clean. Now I feel so alive and I feel so free. Whole team feels so free. I bring the cream, I'm the cream to the crop. Cropping them out, take them clean up my shot. I got the difference to make a big difference from having them still to start making a pop. Still making bangers when even it's pop. Taylor Swift and these brothers no shaking it off. I started picking apart their positions and realized the ones that were close were an up. Noise they take and they don't return. Never give credit for the things you earn. They want a piece of your pie and your wisdom. I don't wanna help when it's like your turn. I started cutting them out and then doing things different. I made it a lesson to learn. They started hating and went to the other side, hoping that all of my winners will burn. None of them, boy, they're bad. Eh. All of them, man, some needs, clout chasing. They ain't really want no beef. All of the lies we hear repeat, how they doing big, playing the game up on the streets, getting sick of it. Hearing the lies through all the gibberish, living it up, can't even limit this. Truthful, I never give up, my strength is limitless. Top floor, see it so clear, I have to reach that I'm taking over the wave, but you will see that distance only.